Has someone asked you to be the executor of their estate or their personal representative or their agent or the person that handles everything when they've gone? Well, I've been asked 3 times, and I said yes 3 times. And I would love to share my experience in hopes that it might help you make a clear-headed decision if you do say yes, and also know a little bit about what you're getting into. And also maybe, just maybe, I can encourage you to get your paperwork done so that you can leave clear instructions for the people that you leave behind. Hi, I'm Jana. I have spent over 20 years caregiving parents. And as I said, I've handled 3 estates after my loved ones have passed. One of the hardest truths that I've learned is that love is not just a feeling, it's a file. You can love someone deeply, but if you do not prepare them for the inevitable, you can leave them with chaos and confusion at one of the worst, most difficult times in their lives, when they're grieving you and the loss of you. They may be left holding stress and confusion at the exact moment that they're grieving you. I've learned that the hard way. The first time I was asked to handle an estate, it was my dad that asked me. And he said to me, Jana, I don't want to end up in a nursing home like my dad did. And I remember visiting my grandfather in the nursing home, and I could totally understand why my dad was saying that to me. I also, at the time, somehow realized that unless he put his wishes in writing, that I would be unable to help him. So I asked him, if you're serious and you really want my help, then help me to help you. After that conversation, I had no idea what he would do, but months later, I got a manila envelope in the mail full of all these documents that gave me clear instructions on what he wanted me to do, whether he got ill, or if he was unable to pay his bills and he needed me to pay them, or what to do after he passed away. It was very clear and very helpful. The second estate that I was asked to handle, I didn't have as much notice or as much clarity. And that estate almost broke me, because there is nothing like wanting to do the right thing for your loved ones and having confusion in the paperwork, missing passwords, lost documents. I literally had to become a detective and seek and search and try to get answers during one of the most horrible time in my life while I was grieving the loss. And it was really difficult. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone. More recently, in the last year, I lost my brother suddenly, without warning. He died. He was only 3 years older than me. I'm in my 60s. He died without any paperwork. And his 3 children are not only grieving his loss, but they have a big mess to clean up. It's a legal and logistical nightmare. And it's very, very sad. It's very heartbreaking. And I want to help you avoid that. Throughout our experience, my husband and I made the decision, after handling estates and seeing what is happening around us, because people pass away as they get older, we made the decision to create a file called If Something Happens to Us file. And we just started putting paperwork in there that would help anyone to help us. If we get sick, if we become incapacitated, it gives clear instructions on what to do in each situation. And I've got to tell you, there is so much relief in creating a binder with clear instructions. When you create something, when you do your paperwork and you lay it out for your loved ones, it helps them to honor your last wishes. It is your chance to speak your words in and say what it is you want done as far as your health care as you get older. If you need your bills paid and you're unable to pay them because you're in the hospital for some reason, even after you pass away, if you can give clear instructions, it allows your loved ones to honor your last wishes in your own words, legally and binding. And it just is such a relief when there's a roadmap to follow for those of us that are left behind. So I really encourage you, if you're sitting on the fence and you're wondering, should I put this paperwork together? Yeah, I can tell you it is not as difficult or as painful as you might think. In fact, you will feel, at least if you're anything like me, you will feel tremendous relief having it done. I know my husband and I do. And so I just really encourage you to do that. You can do it step by step. I like to say you can have piece, piece by piece. If you're not sure where to start, I would just start with creating a folder and telling people where your folder is. This isn't about paperwork. It's really about kindness. Start with the things that only you know, like your passwords, or where paperwork is, or instructions that you would like them to follow, and just start putting those papers together. Say what you want done with what you have. And if you don't know what you want done with things that you have, say that too. Give the people that you leave behind the freedom to know what to do so that they don't have questions and so that they do have clarity. I know that would help me, and I'm sure it would help anyone that is trying to follow the paperwork trail. Remember, you don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to do it in a day, but I really recommend you get started because you'll feel so much better as you do. The relief will build quickly as you keep moving forward and getting it done. And there's nothing like getting it done. And when you do this, you get to be the one that brings clarity to a chaotic time. You get to give your family peace during some of the hardest days of their lives. You get to lighten your own load and theirs. If you're listening to this, it's because you care. You don't want to leave a mess behind. Take one small step today. I encourage you. Write down where your important documents are. Just do that. Put it in a folder. You'll feel relief immediately. And then just keep adding to that folder. And with every step you take, you'll feel less burdened and more light. And if you want some practical, gentle help as you go through this, subscribe, stick around. I hope to share more. If this helped you, I will. Take care.